Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into a source that's, well, surprisingly insightful. It's an English language guide, specifically called Family Dinner Conversations in American English.
Hmm.
Now, yeah, it's aimed at language learners, but what it accidentally reveals about, the whole dance of communication, connection within families, it's just fascinating.
It really is. And if we kind of zoom out a bit, family dinners, they're so much more than just the food, aren't they? They're these rich, sometimes subtle micro universes of interaction. This guide, it gives us this really unique lens, a lens into the layers of daily life, everything from the very practical, pass the salt, please,
Yeah.
right up to the deeper rhythms of family bonding, even those unspoken negotiations. So our mission here in this deep dive is really to pull out those universal human insights that are woven into these seemingly everyday exchanges, how much we communicate without even saying it explicitly.
Exactly. And you're going to discover how specific vocabulary, common idioms like break bread together or having a lot on your plate, even just polite ways to refuse food, how they paint this really vivid picture of American social norms. But more than that, we'll get into how these seemingly simple conversations at the dinner table, they become this foundational blueprint for understanding broader cultural communication and connection, not just in America, but really everywhere. So let's maybe start with the language itself that the guide lays out. I mean, it covers essential dinner words, right? Table setting,
Yeah.
silverware, leftovers. But it was the idioms that really jumped out at me, like break bread together. It's not just eating. There's this ancient echo there, isn't there? Trust, making peace. Or like you said, have a lot on your plate. It goes beyond food, becomes this subtle cultural nod to being busy, maybe even a polite way to say no to something extra.
Yeah, and what really grabs me there is how these everyday terms, they're not just for naming things. They're functional tools. They actually help deeper interaction happen, take food for thought.
Yeah.
It just seamlessly shifts you from a physical meal to an intellectual one. It shows how deeply our language is tied up with shared experience, shared meaning. So it's not just about learning words, it's about understanding their cultural resonance, the unwritten rules they kind of stand for.
That's such a crucial point. The guide even has this sample dialogue, which illustrates this mix perfectly. You hear practical stuff like, can you set the table? Mixed right in with, how was school today?
Mm.
Highlights that dinner talk is this dynamic thing. Managing the meal, yes, but also making that vital small talk that builds bonds. But I do wonder, does the guide maybe sort of simplify the actual messiness? What really happens at a family dinner sometimes?
That's a very keen observation. Yeah. Well, it probably presents a bit of an aspirational view. The very fact that it includes phrases for polite refusal, for instance, that hints at the underlying need to navigate potential friction, right? These simple exchanges, like asking a teenager about their day, they serve a much larger purpose. They act as a daily check-in, maybe a micro-negotiation of roles, definitely a consistent reinforcement of the family structure. So when the dialogue says something like, everyone helps out, that's not just an instruction. It's loaded. It's a powerful statement reinforcing shared responsibility. These aren't just words. They're social actions in disguise.
Right. And it gives you really useful phrases to practice too, doesn't it? Like, could I have some more, please? Or those polite ways to say no to food. No thanks, I'm full. And these aren't just about manners, are they? They're about navigating social interactions gracefully, respectfully, without causing offense. That's key in any social setting, not just American ones.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the broader picture, these phrases are critical tools for what you might call social fluency. They allow you to refuse politely, to express gratitude. It clearly underscores the value placed on, say, hospitality and consideration in American family settings. It's really about respecting individual boundaries while still maintaining that collective connection. Which raises a great question. What can we learn about any culture by looking at how it handles polite refusal or offers of help?
Yeah, definitely. And what's really brought to light here is the strong cultural meaning behind American family dinners. They're not just about eating, they're about bonding, reinforcing identity. The guide emphasizes things like everyone sitting down together, waiting until everyone's served, kids helping with chores. These aren't just random rules, they're shared rituals.
Precisely. These rituals, whether it's saying grace in some families or just making sure everyone's actually present before eating, they highlight the importance of that communal experience, that shared responsibility. The dinner table, seen through this guide, it really emerges as this central stage for teaching values, for strengthening family ties. It's a foundational experience for social learning, really. Sets the stage for how people interact out in the wider world.
So what does this all mean for you listening? We've seen how the American family dinner, described in this language learning guide of all places, it's not just a meal. It's like a master class in communication, cultural norms, even subtle negotiation, all seen through this incredibly insightful, kind of unexpected lens.
Yeah, what's truly fascinating here is how these everyday phrases and rituals, from setting the table to making small talk about the day,
Yeah.
how they profoundly underscore that deeper human need we all have for connection, for belonging. And this raises, I think, an important question for you to ponder. How do these seemingly simple dinner table dynamics reflect the larger values and communication styles within any culture? And maybe more personally, what can your own family dinner experiences, whatever they look like, reveal about the unwritten rules of the world around you?